What you see after the Reformation is many churches said, all right, now we're reformed in doctrine. We've changed our doctrine to be biblical. Now we're reformed in worship. We've changed our worship to be biblical. We're reformed in the life of the church. We've made the church biblical. We've gotten away with all the things that we thought the Roman Catholic Church did wrong. And then churches began to say, so the great problem is no longer the externals, but the problem is the heart. How are we sure that these people who are coming to church really have faith, really are engaged? And so there was a shift away from Reformation as the sort of paradigm of understanding who we are and what we do, to revival. How can we streamline what we're doing more effectively to speak to the heart and get the heart engaged?
At the end of the 19th century, for the sake of popularity, for the sake of attracting the masses, there were major pushes to reintroduce innovation.
As Western civilization became more individualistic, we're going to move them emotionally. Sometimes it meant kind of folksy preaching, the way Dwight L. Moody did. It meant a shift in music. Music becomes more emotionally engaging, and the idea always is to try to move the heart, and moves that away from Reformation theology that says God moves the heart.
Do you believe it?
The church growth movement had a huge impact. How are we as churches going to reach out to them and draw them in? That's very noble. The answer was to get them into the church, we need to give them what they want. And so we're now going to ask unbelievers or disaffected professed believers, what would it take to get you into our church? Our churches then became reshaped to reflect the preferences, the desires of unbelievers.
So all of a sudden this notion arose, how do we reach unchurched people? We take the word church out of our name. The last thing we want architecturally is to look like a church, and certainly we don't want to act like a church when we gather for worship. But there's a price to pay for that. If we don't want to look like a church and we don't want to act like a church, well, we're not the church.